legacy. If I got something to say, you better let me speak. Turn it up a new degree, bitch, you ain't seen anything. I pop off with the new rock, electronic, blow the sonic roof up. I'm too honest when I take a few shots. They're too toxic, need to take the new song. And you cannot save me, 'cause I don't need saving. It's everything I've been chasing, all here for the taking. Don't wanna test your luck with me, I think I've had enough disease. I'm sick of all the bad thoughts, people who are half-nots.
You are not as tough as
that you never guess. I don't slack, don't lose, learn your lesson yet. When I get to choose what I do, I'm like a weapon. I'm not sharp as many, but got heart, I'm ready to change. Scars to envy, to win large and plenty. I like to play fast, never change back. Calling out, I'll pay back, 'cause I'm great at that. Oh, you cannot save me, 'cause I don't need saving. It's everything I've been chasing, all here for the taking. Don't wanna test your luck with me, I think I've had enough disease. I'm sick of all the bad thoughts, people who are half-nots.
you are not as tough as
Don't wanna test your luck with me, I think I've had enough disease. I'm sick of all the bad thoughts, people who are half-nots, who are not as tough as me. Don't wanna test your luck with me, I think I've had enough disease. I'm sick of all the bad thoughts, people who are half-nots, who are not as tough as me. Taking shots at the enemy, I'm gonna make it to the top, leave a legacy. If I got something to say, you better let me speak. Turn it up a new degree, bitch, you ain't seen anything. I pop off with the new rock, electronic, blow the sonic roof up. I'm too honest when I take a few shots. They're too toxic, need to take the new song. And you cannot save me, 'cause I don't need saving. It's everything I've been chasing, all here for the taking. Don't wanna test your luck with me, I think I've had enough disease. I'm sick of all the bad thoughts, people who are half-nots.
you are not as tough as
that you never guess. I don't slack, don't lose, learn your lesson yet. When I get to choose what I do, I'm like a weapon. I'm not sharp as many, but got heart, I'm ready to change. Scars to envy, to win large and plenty. I like to play fast, never change back. Calling out, I'll pay back, 'cause I'm great at that. Oh, you cannot save me, 'cause I don't need saving. It's everything I've been chasing, all here for the taking. Don't wanna test your luck with me, I think I've had enough disease. I'm sick of all the bad thoughts, people who are half-nots.
you are not as tough as
Don't wanna test your luck with me, I think I've had enough disease. I'm sick of all the bad thoughts, people who are half-nots, who are not as tough as me. Don't wanna test your luck with me, I think I've had enough disease. I'm sick of all the bad thoughts, people who are half-nots, who are not as tough as me. taking shots at the enemy. I'm gonna make it to the top, leave a legacy. If I got something to say, you better let
What
me
up,
speak. Turn it
Nine?
up a new degree, bitch, you ain't seen anything. I pop off with the new rock, electronic, blow the sonic groove up.
Trapaholics Mixtapes.
As the 9% and word would say, make a better you, a better us.
Give them what they asked for.
Who do you think you are? I'm the word. Boy, I'm the one who put in the work.
When I move, it's in a quick rumble. I will never ever fall, never stumble. And I don't need to be humble. Break down walls like Jericho crumble.
What up, though? It's the word. You see the title. We about to get into it. But do me a favor, hit that like. And if you're new, hit that subscribe, man. It's free to you, but it mean the world to me. Give me 1 second. I apologize. I was not ready. I was over there chilling with my brother, Mr. Gary Busted Down Brown. I ain't charging headphones. I'm probably gonna have to switch over to the mic in a minute. But we here, man. We're here. We're gonna talk about the reality of hate, right? It is an open panel. I believe I did drop the link. Um, let me get into the chat real quick. Mr. Gary Busted Down Brown. What to do with the businesses, fam? Appreciate you. I got you, Commander. Man, where did I put my phone at? I'm about to tell it. As soon as I find my phone. Um, Commander, the lady of the nine is in the building. Stop playing with me. Appreciate you. Your average logical thinker. What up, sis? What to do with the businesses? Who else we got? KY in the building. I believe I see Miss Chicago. What up, though? My bad, y'all. I get it. I ain't really into my intros right now. Bronze, my brother. What up, though? Flat Power. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. And yeah, mental, whatever. I ain't in the mood to play with you tonight. You know, so no, that was me who 86K the last. I don't feel like talking to you. You want to talk to me? Cash at me $100, bro. People pay to talk to me. Other than that, if I ain't get you, I take attention as payment too. So with my people, that's why I don't mind talking to my people because my time is valuable. And them paying me attention, that's paying me. You know, that's a currency too, also, is their attention. So if I get your attention, then cool. But you just want to come over here and express yourself, you might learn something from what we're about to talk about. You really might learn something. So you just sit in the corner, count the paint bubbles and listen. You know, you might get something out of it. It might make you a better person tomorrow. People might actually like you. But anyway, the reality of hate, right? So we talking about the reality. We know the reality is what we can physically observe, you know, using the five senses, right? So when we talk about hate, most time when people talk about hate, bro, they define it. They telling you what their interpretation is from their observation. You know, what hate looks like. But what really hate is nothing but an expression of an emotion, right? You're expressing an emotion. When people express hate, they're expressing how they feel. So to really truly understand what hate is, you got to take it all the way back to the root. You got to go to the root of it, right? So what is it? It's an expression of an emotion. So what is an emotion? Emotion is energy and motion, something we feel within inside. So hate is something that's inside of us. And the way we express it or project it through our actions. So when people feel it hateful inside, they will express it on the outside with physical actions, or it can be words, um, or it can be physical actions. So really, what hate is how people feel it inside, bro. That's all it really is. It's some shit inside you that's wrong that don't make you feel good. So you to actually do something about hate, you got to understand why you feel that anyway. Why are you having that emotion? And a lot of times, people express themselves in ways where they feel comfortable or safe. So even expressing hate, oftentimes people want to express the hate towards what they really hate because they're insignificant to what's making them feel that way. And what I mean by that, like if you at work and you got a BS ass boss and he just uh running over you and taking advantage of you, a lot of people go home and express the hate they feel to their boss, to their family, because they feel comfortable in that setting, you know, and it happens vice versa sometimes too. It might be the boss. That might be the reason he treat you like that. Because at home, he ain't shit. He getting ran over by the wife and kids. So now when he go to work, now he has some form of authority. Now he feels safe to express this without any ramifications or repercussions, right? So that's how that generally works. How where people like same thing for love. A lot of people don't express the emotional love in the environment they don't feel comfortable in. So is is the expression come people only like I said, generally people only express themselves when they feel comfortable. So even that, why do people feel comfortable expressing something negative like hate amongst people they don't even know? Instead of taking that energy, that feeling, and guiding it towards the proper intention or the proper target. Right? If I got a problem with somebody and they making me feel hatred, I need to learn how to articulate myself to express it to them in a way that's beneficial to me. I mean, you can just punch them in the face and call it a day, right? But that might not be beneficial to you. When I was younger, that's how if somebody made me feel some type of way, I showed them how they made me feel physically. You know, at that time when I was young, I was ignorant. I didn't know nothing. My brain wasn't even fully developed yet. That's the only way I knew how to express myself. But I knew it was important to express whatever emotion I'm feeling to that person because, like, taking shit out on people who don't deserve it, your loved ones, your friends, that's how you push people away from you, bro. That's how you push people away. And you never really truly fix the problem. Like I worked in the hospital for years, and it was this one doctor who was racist and he was intelligent, right? So he knew how to get under people's skin, and he did it on purpose, bro. Man, that shit made me hate a lot of like people in his position because he was like the example, right? These doctors, some doctors are confident, some doctors are arrogant. I looked at them all like I looked at him. It's confidence or arrogance, you know. And that's what happens a lot of times. We build these stereotypes because we have one bad experience, and now that experience or that person represents a whole group of fucking people, even though the whole group of people don't have the same behavior, don't think the same. But no, but because that person is associated to that group, and now I hate this. Now I hate this group, and that's how a lot of people do. That's how racism is. Like most people who racist, they never really had an experience with a lot of people from that group. They probably had one bad experience. Some of them never had an experience. They go off the tip they see on TV. They never really had a true experience with a racial group. Or if they did, it was a bad, had a bad experience, which we all could have bad experiences. But instead of saying, okay, this is an individual experience, let me not put a jacket on a whole group of people. It's just easier to do so. It's just easy. And that's what most people do. They take the easy way, you know. For me to associate all things that one group of people do to and use an example of one person doing it and associate it to a whole group, to me that's just lazy, right? It's just lazy. But that's how they do. And people had this hate inside themselves, really thinking it's for this group of people, and it's really themselves. That shit in you, bro. That if anything is in you, it's owned by you. That's your feelings. That's your emotions. That ain't got shit to do with nobody outside. Now, if somebody put it in you, then that person put it in you, not a group of fucking people, but that person. So you transmute that shit, or you reflect it. Like yesterday, y'all was rocking out yesterday. It's intellectual lazy. Facts, sis. That's what it is right there. That is D. What up, sis? I like that right there. Intellectual laziness, bro. Like yesterday, I was talking about what's his name, Jesse Lee Peterson, right? I was saying how I was just giving my opinion. If you really listen to it, I cracked a couple jokes. But I ain't really go in on him or nothing like that, being disrespectful or nothing. But I was talking about what he was doing, not who he is, but what he was doing. And his actions do reflect his character, but I don't know the man, right? I just know what I see. I don't know what his intent is. He can be doing it just for profit. He can really believe in the shit. I don't know. I don't know. But what he's doing, I said, is dangerous because it's people who hear that shit and don't have the experiences, or they have a feeling about a black person, and they use him because he's black to validate what they feel. Well, I'm right about this. Look, even this black man said it. So black people must be like this because even this black man is saying that shit dangerous. So no other group of people do that shit, bro. And that's what I was saying. No other group. And there was non-black people coming in the chat talking about I'm crying and hating and shit. I'm like, bro, this ain't even your motherfucking business, bro. Like, like this ain't even your business, right? Everybody entitled to their opinion. I just don't care about everybody's opinion, bro. And I'm entitled to that. Like, if I'm talking about black issues, I'm humble, I'm concerned, and I can listen to other people's perspective. But if I don't ask you for it, I'm not looking for it. Right? I don't really care what other people think about black issues because they don't have the black experience. Right? So even that, right? People come, I don't go to nobody channel to cause no confusion. I don't spread hate, I don't do none of that. But people will come to me. And that's how it's supposed to happen, right? That's how it's supposed to. When you know you're doing something good, then you're gonna have to form some form of adversity, right? Anytime you're on the right path, adversity follows. And that's just preparing you or propelling you to the goal. It's making sure you really want what you're asking for. That's how I look at adversity. When I'm trying to do something positive, I expect for a whole bunch of bullshit to happen. Because if it don't, then I don't really know if I'm really about this. I don't really know if I really want this. I don't have some type of strife or struggle, some type of what Gary say. Without no trial, there's no testimony. Without no tribulation, there's no testimony. Without no test, there's no testimony. So I'm fine with that, right? But I have experience with that. And a lot of times I see people give up because things get, people tend to quit when they see that adversity, or the adversity is supposed to build you, you forward through the fire. The things that our struggles in life are supposed to build us. Sometimes people feel like it's too much. So me personally, I'm trying to be there for people to let them know, like, hey man, this is temporary. I help you with the load until it ain't heavy no more. You can carry it yourself. That's the type of individual I am. But the reality is, everybody ain't like. So identifying why, I used to wonder, like, damn, bro, I ain't doing nothing to nobody. Why ain't they me, bro? Then I realized it's not me. Sometimes it's just what I represent. Look, man, look, I'm not conceited, but I'm young, fly, and black. I'm only 41, man. I'm a specimen. I'm intelligent. That shit scare people, man. I'm humble. I ain't got to sit up here and flex on nobody. I'm gonna let my actions speak for itself. That should intimidate people. That should intimidate people. And then, I mean, that's just one aspect of it. Sometimes people see that and they want it and they know they can't have it. So what people do? They destroy it because they can't be that, because they not that, because they can't dominate that. Now, since they can't have it, they don't want nobody to have it. So just me being me is a lot to come with it. There's a lot to come with it. Just y'all being y'all is a lot to come with it, man. It's a lot. And we got to understand, like, when they hateful and shit, bro, they ain't got shit to do with you, man. That's some shit they dealing with on the inside. That's how they feel. That's what hate is a physical expression of an emotional experience. That's what hate is. It's a physical expression of an emotional experience that a person is having. So half the time when people hating on you, bro, it ain't got shit to do with you. There's some shit going on inside themselves and they don't know how to properly express it. They don't know how to properly express it. So I had to realize that I can't get mad when people hate, bro. For one, I can't control how people feel. People go feel the way they want to feel, bro. Can you influence it? Sure. But that's not for everybody. You can't make everybody feel good. Some people just don't want to feel good. Some people had to hate and they hurt their whole fucking life, bro. Their whole life. And they don't know how to express it properly. They never was told. Oh man, I never posted. Hold on, bro. I don't even know. There we go. That's it. Yeah, that's it. You know, some people was never taught how to properly express their emotions. Right? Some people weren't even taught what their emotion is. They weren't taught what emotions are. Some of us had to suppress it. We was told not to cry, not to do this, not to do that. So now that we're adults and can't nobody tell us nothing, we go do what we want to do, right? But we ain't got the proper information. We ain't got the proper tools to properly express ourselves the right way. A lot of people don't know how to express themselves. It's sad. We're in 2025 and just people don't even know how to talk to one another. Like people say something and feel like they justify or they're entitled to say whatever the hell. Like you ain't supposed to have some type of response. Like they can express their feelings, but when you express your feelings and it opposes theirs, now you being disrespectful. Like, what about the shit you just said? Especially like with men and women on here, bro. I be listening, like the man to say something. Like when you talk about true etiquette in conversation, there's a couple things you have to be aware of. You know, as a speaker, like if I'm conveying something, I have to be mindful that people have triggers, right? And if I see I trigger someone, proper etiquette will have me pull back. Okay, this is triggering to that person. And that's just me being respectful to a person's individual experience. Just because some shit don't trigger me, don't mean it won't trigger you. So if I'm actually trying to have an effective and efficient dialogue with someone, I have to be aware if they're triggered or not, because a person will get in a defensive mode. And usually when people defend, the counterpart of defense is attack. So if a person feel like they're being attacked, they're going to defend first, and then they're going to attack back next. So me as a speaker, I have to be cautious of that. You know, even like I tell Gary, my intent is not to hurt people's feelings. And Gary tell me, well, your intent don't trump people's feelings, and I come right back. They feelings don't trump my intent, but I'm gonna be mindful when I'm speaking to people, especially about topics, certain topics, because we all come from different backgrounds. I might have an opinion. For example, single motherhood, right? I might have an opinion about it, but is the opinion that I have beneficial or detrimental? Is it even valid? Is my own personal interpretation of what a single mother is it inspiring or is it detrimental? You know, me personally, I've seen single mothers do hell of a job. So I know there's a possibility of a person can be a single mother and raise a great child. I understand what goes along with it. It's stuff to go with it. Some people are quick to do it. Some people ain't. Some people have the resource, but you can't say all single mothers raise little criminals. Can't say that because it's not true. But people run with narratives like that. They run with narratives like that, and a lot of times it's with the intent to try to make somebody feel bad. And they say, "Well, it's a fact. It's a fact." But what are the variables involved? Because you can't say it's an overall fact if you have something that disputes it, like a single mother raising a good son, and it is no longer a fact. It can be factual, depending on the circumstances. But it's not a fact that single moms, single parents, a mom or male, their kids go grew up. Then they get into the percentages, right? Okay, it's still not a fact because now you still have, even if it's a lower percentage, proving the other point. But what's the whole purpose of that? Well, it's a problem. Single motherhood is a problem. Is it a problem? Yes, it's a problem. But instead of trying to scorn people for what's your solution for? That's what I never hear. I never hear the solution. So now I'm looking at like what's the intent? Just to piss off women, to belittle women, and then that shows like I'm going back to the title. There's a lot of dudes, like especially on here in the red pill communities, bro. They be hurt people, bro. They be hurt. So now they don't know how to properly express how they feel. They don't know how to articulate it in a way where they can convey it. So what they do, they come online and just start starting shit with people. They project that hatred that's in them onto other people. They try to get them to accept what they feeling inside. And that's generally what make people feel better. But that shit is only temporary. You gotta get the root out. Nate the Great, what it do with the business is, brother? What it do with the business is? Dee 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 dee. What up, dog? Did I miss anybody? Hey man, y'all can drop y'all links if y'all want, man. Y'all can share your channels with one another. You go through difficulties of adversity and get through it. It allows you to be diverse to whatever you would know how to get through because it becomes you done. It is an experience, man. And with experience comes lessons. And those lessons can turn to knowledge or wisdom, man. It's depending on how you interpret it. You know, depending on how you interpret it. But my thing is understanding and identify. You know, because when people will project, they will try to put their energy on you, and now like you take like now it's yours. You know what I'm saying? You got to watch that, man. You know they got energy vampires, right? Where they want to just drain and suck all positive energy out of you, and then they got energy dumpers. Where people try to dump their energy onto you and shit. So you got to be careful. People will suck the energy out of you, and they will dump some bullshit on you. They dump it on you, man. But sometimes it's hard to get off because it ain't yours, right? It ain't even your energy. There's some unfamiliar shit going on. It's not mine. So how do I get this off of me? How do I? And a lot of times you got to give it back to them. That's how you feel, right? I got to put this back on them. And that's how you get in the back and forth. And this internet, man, it's a nasty place, man. It's a micro. I mean, it's a macro to micro. You know, you got a lot of people who you probably that wouldn't even have access to you, right? You wouldn't even be around these type of people, but now they have access to you. So you got to be mindful. Like Sis was saying in Gary chat, like she like you know she like conversations like these. She ain't got to deal with all the ignorance. And when I first came on here, like man, we human, bro. We come on here. I didn't expect a lot, right? You know what I'm saying? People go be people, you know, everyday people, and people seem normal, right? But then you see a person get triggered, right? You see a person get triggered, and then you start seeing the real side of them, like who they really are. You like, oh shit. You're like, oh shit, but you invested time and people and stuff like that. The Natrix, Nate the Great is in the building. What to do with the businesses, man?
What's going on, bro? What's going on?
What's going on, man? I ain't here for you. Man, I be wanting to hit your link, bro. I be listening though. I just be having the kids around and
I,
stuff.
I don't want to hear no excuses. I told you them kids was going to get you, son. I told you.
I seen you got you got a good show. What is that tomorrow? The importance of chat etiquette. I was like, yeah, I'm tuning in to that.
Yeah, man. See, that's the thing. Gotta have these discussions and these talks every so often because apparently some people be getting this shit twisted on it. So I witnessed some things even when just being around. You be like, that's crazy. Like I told somebody, I said, it's crazy how you could go into a spot. That's like you going to somebody's house and you saying hey to everybody, but everybody just looking at you like, hey, nigga, I didn't do nothing wrong. I'm just saying what up to y'all. What's up? Like y'all don't know no etiquette, no training, no nothing. Definitely gonna speak on that tomorrow. So a lot of different things I'm gonna cover.
And that's what's up, bro. That's what's up. Yeah, man. I just wanted to talk about the reality of hate tonight because I mean that shit that's a heavy energy, bro. And if it ain't yours, it's like unfamiliar energy sometimes when people dump it on you. And just being aware, like that's why like I talk about transmutation of energy, how you can turn something negative into something positive. But sometimes you just gotta reflect, I call it spiritual aikido, you know. Just understand but it's hard to do that when you don't know where it's coming from, right? So that's why it's important to understand anytime somebody is hating on you or expressing hate is something within themselves. And that what that is a physical expression from an emotional experience that person is having. And a lot of times people don't know how to interpret the way they feel. They don't know how to interpret it. So they lash out, especially when it's like negative. They feel hurt inside, so they just trying to hurt something outside themselves. And that's what helps them. And it sounds kind of fucked up, but it actually alleviates it for a period of time. But you got to remember, this is something that's in you. So even if you alleviate it, if you feel good for a minute, that shit gonna come right back. You got to fix what's in you. You got to go to the core or the source of the problem. And that's what a lot of people they don't put that work in, man. That shit take work.
Nah, it's a whole fact. That's just almost the equivalent of somebody dealing with some real trauma and they don't know how to let it go. At some point, you're gonna have to learn to let it go and just keep moving forward with your life. But see, like I said, when you don't want to take that time and effort into yourself, you ain't gonna get nothing changed, and you ain't gonna get no easy results. Yeah, that's the thing. It's about growth and elevation. Even if you're going through something real traumatic or if you've been around something traumatic, you don't let it consume you. The minute you start letting it consume you, forget about
Yeah, the thing. I mean, everybody like is all different tactics, right? And a lot of times you have to let things go. When you can't really do nothing about it, a lot of times you got to let it go. With trauma, with me, what helped me was to identify why this situation made me feel this way, and that's unique to my own personal experience. So a lot of things that we all go through I might interpret it or experience it differently than another person. So I just had to learn why it made me feel that way. And once I understood, then I was able to take different actions, or like I was talking about the other day, I was able to create coping mechanisms to help me go through that process of whatever made me feel a certain type of way. So, I mean, trauma is a complex conversation, man. And like I said, with any problem, bro, it ain't never really just one way you supposed to attack it. You supposed to hit that bitch from multiple fronts, to eliminate it. Now, if you just want to get past it or get over it, that's one thing. But you want to fix shit, bro. There ain't just one way you got to go about it. You got to fix it from different angles.
it. Nah, it's a whole fact. That's like I said, that's almost the equivalent of somebody that know they need psychological help. You can't just attack it from one angle. You gotta attack it and make sure that you know once you identify it, once you're able to attack it on all cylinders. The goal is to make sure that it doesn't come back or that it doesn't resurface. So but like I said, some people don't want to take that time. The Like I said, invest in yourself, especially when you know you're going through something. Because when you try to spread that type of negativity and hate, especially towards somebody else, it don't look good.
Mm-mm. It don't. And shout out to Goddess D, man. She be having some good lives. I be in there, man. I be with the kids, man. I be wanting to hit the links and Goddess D be talking, about a lot of the topics where she was talking about conceited the other day. And I was like, yeah, I want to get in on that. I got to link up with, I don't know how and when, but, I want to start linking up with y'all, man. Try to do something big, man. Unity is the key, man. We can help one another, bro. If I can help y'all with y'all content or y'all talking points, let me know. You know, this is basically an open forum. If people got ideas they want to express, I can only give you my way. But other people, shout out to Logic, man. She be spitting a lot in the chat, man.
Yeah.
Gary,
Ah,
Commander, come up here. Everybody got something to offer, man. And you don't know what you think little might be big to somebody else, bro. That's how life is, man. What you think little might be huge for somebody else, man. So don't be afraid to express yourself, man. Ain't no wrong answers, bro.
nah, it's a whole fact. That's like I was talking last night to a degree. I said, you never know who watching, especially when you build it. It doesn't matter what platform you're using. You never know who's watching, but you want to make sure you got a clear message. Shoot, even if you on some negative stuff, you would want to try to incorporate something that has some form of a life lesson or some form of a strong
Benefit.
message that's,
Yeah.
and that's what I'm saying. People don't understand that, like utilizing your platforms to the highest extent is the key. Like I told somebody, I ain't no perfect angel, but shoot, you gonna get this work when it comes down to me because I'm gonna give you something that's logical. I'm gonna give you something from experience, and it's like that with a lot of these folks on here that I see. I trust me, I see a lot of folks doing what they supposed to be doing, and I commend them for doing it.
And that's the thing too, man. It ain't look, man, it ain't nothing to pat somebody on the back, man. That encouragement, man. We should be doing that for one another. Uh-oh,
Yeah.
my big little brother.
Hey, what's going on, y'all?
What up, though?
What's
What's
going
going
on?
on?
Hey, what's going on, Word? What's going on, Nate? Great.
That's the
Good to
big
see you.
little bro.
The new
Hey, the
me.
big little. That's
What's
Big Little Petty. So, Big Little Petty, what's going on? Big Little Petty.
Hey, I like what you said. I just wanted to piggyback off that, man, because I feel you, man. The world needs more positive content. I love the direction both of you guys have been taking, man. Keep doing what y'all doing, man. Good lives. That one that you did with Gary, that was good, Word.
Yeah, man. G special, man. When he finally get out his own way, bro, that dude gonna do something, man. I'm telling you.
I
That
heard
G is special, man. That's my bro, man. I love that dude.
he kind of it reminds me of like a lot of content creators that are moving like we used to move back in the old days. It feel like yesterday, but it was a long time ago when everybody started making content.
Yeah, bro. It's been 3 years now. I'm coming up on my 3 year. I think Nate got into it like a year or two before me, bro.
Man,
I think I'm coming up for my fourth year soon. Yeah,
cool,
I've been on
man.
this. Yeah,
Mm,
nah, but see, like I said, it started with the upload before I learned how to use the StreamYard and everything. I didn't mind doing the uploads, but then I said, you know what? Let me take my time. Let me figure out what I need to figure out. And, I said it'd be nice to have a good, decent live stream amongst people. That's why I said I appreciate everybody that's been a part of and still becoming a part of. Like I said, when the channel wasn't nothing. Like I said, I wasn't expecting too much, but I didn't really care because my main focus the whole time was just trying to get some good messages out, just trying to get people back to that critical awareness of thinking. Like it doesn't matter what side of the fence you striding from, you got to stand for something. That's the most important thing. I stand on my messages, like because it does reach somebody. Because you never know, somebody could be going through something. They need that form of, all right, you know what? He just said something that resonated with. Somebody could be going through something traumatic. I might have said something that made it probably, you know what? He done healed my soul. That's what I'm saying. We got a lot of great content creators who actually are doing what they're supposed to be doing. sometimes it gets stressful, especially when you have opposition that don't want to see nothing happen. But like I said yesterday, y'all keep grinding and keep doing what you got to do. Word, you definitely another one that been doing your thing, bro. You already know that shit, son. Like Carolina, you getting back up there. I see you back up to 400. Like I said, it's a lot of y'all that are doing something. Like I said, just go with what you know and just keep incorporating different things. Shoot.
Man, you're so right, man. Just I've been saying the same thing to the chat on our channel, man. Just keep pushing. Don't let nobody change you, no matter what. Keep doing your shorts. Keep doing your uploads of lives. Keep doing your videos. Hit that like button. You know what I mean? Subscribe. I feel y'all, man. I understand what y'all talking about, and I agree with y'all, man. We need to continue to connect this, but I want to add there are content creators in our chat, us, that's kind of up there, getting up there. And I want to get those other smaller content creators like Gary and people like that to, go across all these different channels and get all the promotion they can get, man. Because positive people, positive message consistently every day. That's what the world needs.
No, that's a
Yeah,
fact.
man. I was looking. I be in your chat. I be waiting for Kalani to drop the link, bro. You can be talking to these content creators too, bro. I think that'd be dope, man. I don't know. I don't know.
I
Just
think
a suggestion.
I
You
really,
know.
I really enjoy the camaraderie of how we actually disseminate this information. And then I remember people was like, "Man, y'all just keep doing this." And this was like, we were still stuck inside of a house. You know what I'm saying? And people was like, "Man, we need this content." Everybody's divisive. Everybody just going back and forth with all this divisive. And we glad that we can park somewhere and listen to some good guys. And I was like, that was inspiring.
Facts. You know what the problem is though, and I see this. Like I kind of expounded on that the other day, but I'm gonna probably reiterate on that again. The problem is, with some people, it be pride. It be the wrong sense of pride. Like, like prime example, all three of us right now, we might not have the same amount of subs. If we did have the same amount of subs, some people probably, oh, this person think they better than this one. Or that's just like all of us being in the same spot, but then now we hating on each other. Like, what's the purpose if we all coming from either some form of the same struggle, or we trying to get to some form of the same, golden spot? We all trying to get somewhere and do something. Like,
Well,
it's
well said.
it defeats the purpose though. No, I do. It defeat the purpose because if me and you are on the same level as far as trying to get something done, what should stop us from getting it done? Outside interference and nonsense that don't even need to exist. Like if we going on the same road to success, there should nothing be changing. There should nothing break up the foundation. But some people is like I said, it's that false sense of pride. Like I gotta be better than you. I gotta be one step ahead of you. No, how about we take the same steps together so we can get somewhere together?
I like how you said the wrong sense of pride, and you know what that truly is, bro. It's people lack of self-esteem, lack of confidence in self. That's when the ego is there to make you to protect you, right? So
Yeah,
if you have low self-esteem, if you have low confidence in self, what your ego will do is protect you from you. It'll protect you from that feeling. So instead of you having to work out something, you look at it as somebody else's fault. You start competing with other people because you feel inadequate. So now I'm competing with you because I have no feeling for myself, bro. That's why, like, when they come to competition, what was that, like 2 years ago? I told people, like, man, competition can be healthy if you comprehend it right. It can be healthy, but most people don't. I'm just being honest. So what competition do is it lowers a person's feeling and they create a new feeling predicated upon someone else's success. That's low self-esteem, bro. You compare yourself to, I don't ever compare myself to no one. I don't think no one is worthy for me comparing myself to. That's
I
just
heard.
my confidence because I know I have a high ceiling. There's a lot of people doing better than me, right? That shit inspires me. I don't get jealous because I see somebody else got more than me. No, that means if they got it, I can get it. That's how on fleek my confidence is. If I see something and it's observable, that means it's obtainable. That's how I look at things, right? So my confidence or my ego will never kick in when I see somebody who has more. My pride, or that's why I don't flex on people. If I see somebody who got less shit, I remember when I ain't had shit. So I know, I know it's a climb shit. If anything, I can help you, I can inspire you, I can motivate you, or I can educate you to get where I'm at. That's what I can do. But I can't give it to you. I can't do that. You got to get it yourself.
Facts.
So,
You know what?
Facts.
You can't, and that's the thing though. People fail to realize, like when you try to do the competition and comparisons, you can't be nobody else but yourself. Like like even when we like how we sports fans do to a degree, we watch certain things. Like even with these little debates, you can't compare certain things because if it's coming from different eras or if it's coming from different angles and perspectives, there is no comparison. Like you can only be you. You can't be the next You can't be the next. It's like they trying the next Michael Jackson, the next Mike Tyson, the next Michael Jordan, the next anybody. Like no, you can be yourself. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like you can't compare yourself to nobody else, especially some of these people went different roads or traveled different roads to get where they at. What road did you travel to get to where you at?
Hmm. Well
some
said.
people ain't gonna be willing to go to the streets you went through to get where you at. They just want to be where you at. But they ain't
So
gonna be
true.
willing to take that journey, bro. And that's what be happening, man. That's when people develop jealousy and shit. Motherfuckers be jealous of something that somebody else got, but they don't know how hard they had to work for it. They just see that they got it and they don't. Why do
Yeah,
they?
man.
Right.
Like, well, shit. Go look at the story, bro. Some people deserve shit, bro. They go through that fucking fire, man.
That's true, man. I see a lot of cognitive dissonance in America, you know what I'm saying, in our
Mm.
media, you know what I'm saying? And that's one of the things I've been talking about with the chat. Like, man, it don't make no sense, how we're doing it, but it kind of makes sense a little bit because I see where it's coming from. And I think that our channel, man, we about to focus on them, the writers, the producers, those type of things, because that's where we're getting our information to create even lower cognitive dissonance about everything or more. And I'm like, ah, man, if you're a chess player, you feeling some type of way about or an analyst or a therapist or thinking people like you, Word or you, Nate, man, it's got to be tough, to stay
Yeah.
positive in a negative world, man.
You know what it is? To some degree, it's a little stressful, but then again, that's the part of life. See, that's the one thing Mom Dukes, like I said, always put in my head. You're gonna have days when everything is going well. You're gonna have days where things are going rough. You're gonna have days you wish didn't exist. But that's the whole beauty of everything. As long as you go through whatever you're going through, and as long as you're still keeping yourself, standing firm and doing what's necessary, these things don't really become a problem no more. Like, it was a problem at one point with one or two things, and I started building, but then it rolled off. And that's what I'm saying. Is some of these things are going to definitely be a game changer for you, especially in your life. So it's just about getting through what you need to get through, and it's about elevation and growth. And how can you elevate or grow when you're not going through those phases?
Hmm.
And that, bro, that's why I say, like, everything in nature goes through adversity, bro. Even us as human beings, bro. Think about it, bro. You are one out of fucking million sperm cells that made it to the fucking egg, bro. And all the other motherfuckers died, bro. That's adversity like a motherfucker. Then you had to grow into an embryo. You know how many miscarriages happen? So you've been fighting your whole goddamn life, going through adversity, bro. It's been molding you and shaping you. You
Yes,
know what I'm
roll
saying? So this shit is necessary, bro. That's what I'm
yes.
telling people. Like when I say evil is necessary or bad things is
There's no
necessary, people
testimony without
misinterpret
the
it.
test. There's no
You know,
testimony without the test. That's so
without
true,
the
man.
test, bro. So I mean, it's no point of being afraid or running from the shit. It's about
Yep,
equipping yourself. That's what
yep.
life is about. Is equipping yourself
It is.
to deal with this shit, bro. And if you don't equip yourself, the shit go deal with you. So I mean, we people, if you don't want to grow, bro, you gonna die. That's just what it is. Ain't no nice way to say it. If you don't grow, you
Sorry.
gonna die, bro.
Facts. You got to think about that too. You definitely was one of the lucky ones. Like, and that's what most people should, actually have in their mind. You was one of the lucky ones. Because some people didn't get a chance to make it. Some people didn't even get a chance to fully grow and develop into anything. There's a lot of different things that y'all try to take for granted that you shouldn't. That's what I'm saying. You gotta have these talks. You gotta sit here and have these discussions no matter what. Because, like I said, you never know who's going through what, and what you might have said or what you might have done might have actually just propelled that next person into something. Like, you know what? I watched this or I listened to this and they said some things that resonated with me strong. So now,
Yeah,
you know,
that's
I'm
it.
making
Yes,
the move.
sir.
I'm doing what I gotta do. Like I was just saying yesterday, you won't be doing the content creation and everything else. You should never be afraid to be yourself. Just do what do what you can do. It don't matter what you doing as far as social media and stuff like that is concerned. As long as you have some form of a message that's being brought, that should be the most important thing. Try to keep a safe space as well, man. You know,
Create that shit, bro. Create your safe space so when you need it, you have it. I mean, it's about being prepared, bro. Like, man, I think like even me being a father, right? My kids, I'm teaching them strategy at a young age, how to be strategical. It's better to think than to feel, bro, because your feelings
Man,
can be wrong. Feelings
man, it's
change,
better
but
to think
back to
than to
man is
feel.
change. It
Man,
is, man.
it's better to think than to feel, man. It's better for you. It's
It's
more
better,
healthy.
bro. It's more effective and efficient for you, bro. Because you can
That's
be feeling some type of way and not being able to identify it, but thinking involves logic, and you can even have critical thinking. You know what I'm saying?
yes,
And make
sir.
shit make sense, bro. Because if you
Sometimes
can't make sense of a feeling and you acting on it, you just being capricious. My
that's
bad. Go
true.
ahead, bro.
No, you're so right, man. Sometimes, as you were saying, sometimes you just have to disengage your feelings. And I know it's tough,
Yeah.
y'all. I know it's tough for every one of us, but that's just, as you listen to us say this, we're expressing how tough it is, but at the same time, man, just keep doing it. Practice your habits. That's what I'm doing. And I hope you're doing the same thing, y'all. Practice your habits. It was hard to stop drinking, and tomorrow it'll be like 5 months after like
What's
all
up?
these like years, you know what I'm saying, y'all? And y'all know what is the ups and downs that this content creator has been through, if you know me. And man, coming up out that fire, it was just practicing your habits, getting rid of the cognitive dissonance and getting focused. But it requires a lot of discipline, hard work, all that type of stuff that you both are talking about. And it's not easy, but it is it is something that can be attained. You can really do it, man. Even being financially petty like me.
Hey, shout
yeah,
out to you,
baby.
man. Shout out to you, bro. 5 months. That's a milestone, man. Shout out to you, man. And
But
you strong, bro. If you ever need somebody to lean on, bro, you got my number, bro.
I
Everybody ain't
appreciate
got my number, but you do,
Thank you, man. Thank you, family.
I got your numbers. I got your number,
Uh,
son. I got it through.
that's what's
I got
up.
it through the AI people. Don't worry.
I'm gonna, stay right. I definitely don't want no eulogy, so I'm gonna stay right, man. I'm gonna do the right thing. Y'all ain't pulling me nowhere. I ain't jumping up nowhere. Good.
Look, I haven't performed the eulogy in a while, so don't go past that. Don't go past go like shit like that. But Congratulations, bro. Keep doing what you're doing. Like I said, it's the truth. It's not easy. It's
Nah,
really about self discipline and control. Like self control as well too, because it's not easy for some people to say, "All right, I'm gonna stop doing this," and actually stick to it.
right,
You know,
right. It's tough,
some
man.
people will start off. They might do good for maybe a week or two, and then they right back to doing what they was doing.
Mhm.
But
Real talk,
you
man.
just gotta understand. You just gotta understand this one thing, though. As much as life is thrown at you, you can throw it right back. If you determine on, you know, fixing certain aspects of your life, and if you determine on trying to get to a better place, keep doing what you gotta do. You
That's what.
might not.
No, that's what's up, man. I didn't mean to interject. I was just like, man, I appreciate the love and support, man, for that, man, because it's been a rough road, but a lot of things happen, man, to help that. You know what I'm saying? Pops gone, man. That just kind of threw me over the edge, as y'all know, for a minute. But what I mean? We got right at the ship, and here we are. Thank you, Goddess D of Love. Thank you so much for your words of encouragement. I appreciate that very much. I'm a new sub to you, by the way.
Nah, I mean that's a good thing. That's really a good thing that you sticking to your guns this time around. And yeah, R.I.P. Papa Will, man. Man, listen, we all miss Pop. Pop
Me
was an
too.
influential part of all of us, especially the ones that was coming up. So
Yeah,
and that's
yeah,
what I'm saying. And sometimes that will do it. Sometimes it'll be something that traumatic that'll
yeah.
push you in the opposite direction, and you be like, wait a minute, this
That's
was
true.
this wasn't you a couple months ago. What happened?
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
you know,
Hmm.
Pop is
it,
a whole vibe, man. Pop a whole vibe to himself.
right. Like see, like prime example with me, like yeah, I don't drink as much as I used to. Man, I'll be
Uh-huh.
honest with you. Um,
Yeah,
shoot, after my mom's passed, and like I said, I just had her anniversary not too long ago.
that's what's
That
up.
was my that was my thing that stopped me from drinking. Trust me, I was one of those. I wake up with a bottle, go to sleep with one.
Yes, sir.
But I was young and didn't care, dude. After that
Hey,
happened, that
right.
triggered everything for me to just go like, nah, let me slow this down before it becomes too much of a problem.
Hey, y'all, I had a deja vu funny moment, man. Which one of y'all had this? I was asleep. Was I asleep on live before? Drunk?
I mean, you fell asleep
No,
a couple
no, you
times,
said
bro. You
nah,
wasn't
but you
over
said
here.
seven.
You was on damn, what was that channel? You was over there with
A couple years ago.
what's that name? With the rabbits and shit.
Uh-huh.
What was that name? I can't
Keep the
remember,
change.
bro.
Keep the change.
Yeah, keep the change. Yeah, keep the
I
change. You
remember that
was
we was asleep on the.
over
I remember that, man. I was drunk. Them drunk days. But hey, if I can overcome it, as you guys are all hearing in the chat and the replay people, if I could do it, you guys could do it. Content creators, just stay on your grind and stay with positive people in your circle, man. Like they've been saying, we've all been saying individually, man, stick with your program that's going to help you, not something that's going to make you like angry or encourage you to be hateful or anything like the title is talking about. You know what I'm saying? There's a reality to this that we really don't understand, and if we really look deeper into it, we really don't have to have hate if we use logic, if we think more than we feel. I love that, man. You said it, man, right there, man. Think more than you feel. It's better for you.
there.
Healthy.
Like a lot of times, bro. This is what even like. Let me put this up here real quick. I want to show y'all something, but it's a little model, right? Well, it's gonna be in the background. Let me see. I think I got it. So it's a little model right here, right? Let me move the comment. So this is the innate way people process things, right? Why can't I? This is how we innately process things. I knew you was gonna come out here and shukabuka. So we have thoughts. Those thoughts turn into feelings. Those feelings turn into action. And through the actions we have results. Right. So with my process, we gotta put thought in between feelings and action. Before you act, think again about how you feel. Right. So you're
Mhm.
gonna have a thought, then you're gonna have a feeling. And then you're gonna identify that feeling by thinking. Is this positive? Is this gonna be beneficial to me or is it gonna be negative to me? If you can implement that process, yes. Oh, okay, give me 1 second, mama. Okay, 1 second. I know.
They got you.
So if you
Got it.
incorporate a thinking process before you act, you can determine if your action you're going to take is going to be beneficial or detrimental. It's not about the right now. Sometimes we got to think beyond now because the things we do now is like planting a seed for something to manifest later. You don't need my computer. You need to go
Yes.
back to sleep. That's what you need.
Yeah, makes sense. You're
No,
right
you
on.
don't. Y'all rock out for a minute. Let me get it.
I woke them up. Yes, yes. Nah, but it's the truth though. I mean, it's the truth though. I mean, you gotta think about your future more than anything. I mean, like when I was saying one day about cutting the cancer and cutting away the toxicity from your life, it's the truth. The things that's not meaning you no well, the things that ain't helping you get over the hump or get over that hurdle, gotta let it go. Like some people would say, "Oh, I don't want to, I don't want to cut this person off," but if that person is not being conducive to your life some way somehow, then why have them around? Like it makes no sense. Why would I be around somebody that's going to constantly be negative all day? They ain't trying to say nothing uplifting. They just trying to keep a person down in the same. Nah, you got to cut those people off. And if it's long term, hey, it's for the best sometimes. You know.
That's right, man. That they always say, man, sometimes it's better to love from a distance because that's the only way the love will be sustained. And I hope that like people, really grasp these concepts that we're all speaking on right now because, if you don't think more than you react on feelings, then you're going to always be in a wreck. You know what I'm saying? Because you have to process what you're about to do and think about the long range consequences of it. But it's hard to do that when you're caught up in one emotion or another. And I believe it's how you receive information. Because if we're are an emotionally based people right now, then we just have to you know figure out how to get that information to them to where they'll be able to make real good and rational decisions. But that's just my little 2 cents, you know what I'm saying? Because I really think that there is a reality of hate. you know
Yeah.
there's a, there's a
No,
system to it. There's a system to it that people utilize, in my opinion, for monetary gain, for the money. But that's just me. There's a whole psychological complex that you and the word tackle. You know what I'm saying? But I'm looking at follow the money. I'm looking at I digress.
we done had this conversation before. But like, see, that's the thing. It's things that you can follow, but then there's other things you shouldn't follow or shouldn't chase. Like I said, if you're doing what you necessarily have to do, the things will come to you. Yeah, you still got to put in the groundwork, but at the same token, when you keep yourself humble and you keep yourself consistent and faithful in what you're doing, the good things will come to you, even if you are trying to gain some, monetary value. But
So
like I said, you don't chase the money. Let the money come to you.
that's real. Well said. You just let it come to you and you be easy, you know. And you're so right. And be consistent. I think that's the main thing that's been said. Be consistent. Stick with it no matter what. Even if it's good, stick with it. If it's hard, stick with it. If you're like in between, stick with it. Remember, everybody, that the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. Keep pushing. Keep pushing, man, because it's gonna be tough. You know, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be some turbulent times, just like we all been saying. But you know, we're 3 examples of keep pushing.
Facts. But you know what? Is the reason you should keep pushing is again because if you don't push, if you don't be consistent with it, if you don't stay on it, how you gonna grow? That's just like when we was all learning math and arithmetic and all of that in school. We wanted to quit that shit, right? But hey, we still had to learn it. We still had to get it done because that was part of our curriculum. That was part of our grade. So it wasn't no quit. You know, that's the thing. Some people just need positive reassurance and just encouragement. You know, because times in life, yeah, you're gonna have your hardest moments, but it's what you learn from those hard moments and how you adapt and how you just keep pushing forward. The most important key more than anything.
Infection, what up, though? Hey, bro, I love math, man. Math was one of my favorite classes. You know why? Because numbers don't got no feelings. Bro. Numbers don't care about shit. They they just is what they is, bro. That's it. Just man, I love numbers, man. Numbers
Man,
don't lie to people, bro.
But the numbers
facts.
don't lie. They don't lie, but they get embellished a little bit, just a little bit. Just no, you know, it's the truth though. You know, like I said, it was a lot of things that we didn't want to have to do, but we had to do it in order to learn, in order to grow. You know, so if you quit now, or if you just quit on anything, don't expect no real growth or change in your life. So, you know, that's like you not trying to. I don't want to read. This is hard. This is hard. Okay, so how the hell you think you're gonna read a newspaper when you get older? How you think
Yep.
you're gonna know when something is going on if you gotta ask somebody else to read it for you?
Yeah, man. That's true, man. You can't get a driver's license.
Shit, you might have to find a contract. You don't know what the hell that shit says.
Yeah, put an asterisk.
That's the motherfuckers be getting got, bro. That's why you got to go get lawyers, bro. That's like, man, I used to be one of them people. I wanted to know everything, bro. And it's like I just realized, like, not until I get like 30, like I can't just know everything. It's too much shit to know. So I just
Hmm.
started putting myself around people who knew the shit I didn't know. So I don't have to
Man,
be an expert in everything. I got experts around me. Yeah, I
that
just
is.
need to be efficient and effective in what I'm doing, and then put the people around me who do what I don't do. I mean,
I read
I
that.
try to do that on here, bro.
I
I try
read
to do
that
that shit on here.
concept in a book a long time ago, man, called Think and Grow Rich by Dale Carnegie. And he was talking
Yeah,
about the mastermind group. And he was saying Henry Ford said the same thing that you just said right now, man, in that
that's where I
book.
got it from, bro. That's where
Y'all
I got it from.
asking me all these questions, man. I could push a button on my desk, and the top person in that field will come and answer this question specifically.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
man.
was yeah. That book, bro. It changed the way I perceive like Think and Grow Rich, bro.
Too, man. Me
And that
too.
was they had there's a lot of quotes. It was written by Napoleon Hill, but he followed around a lot of people like Carnegie. He talked to Ford. He talked to all these people. He was trying to figure out what made them successful, and he realized it was corresponding things that even though they did it differently, there was a lot of things that they did similar, and that was
That's
one of the things was
yeah,
okay, just specialize in what you know, and then put the people around you who know the things you don't,
so
and that's
true.
how you become effective and efficient. That you
Mhm.
can just focus on what you can do, and you got the other experts around you to do their thing. So
You're
I
right,
try to
man.
do that on here, man. That's why I be trying to connect with different people and shit. Like, and I be telling people, shit, use me, bro. If you see how it can benefit you in a certain way, use me. Because I'm gonna use your ass.
Hey man, it's so right, man. I mean, hey man, I always say to the chat and the people, man, I say, man, teamwork divides the task, but it automatically multiplies the profits. Automatically, we're all doing good when we're all doing good. You know what I'm saying? Because we all got there together, just like you are speaking on right now. It just makes so much sense. This is a good live, good information. Shout out to the replay supporters 15 years from now.
I thought we negotiated something.
Yeah.
And then we have a negotiation.
Yeah.
You're not filling your part. I gave you the TV, and you weren't even supposed to get it. And now you're back in here. That's okay.
I told you I got mind control. I got mind control. They like we gonna get him. I'll be quiet.
I got mind control.
I got mind control over the baby. Like we gonna get daddy. I'll be quiet.
Well,
Yeah, you can't. You're too little to come online. In a couple years, I'll let you come on here and talk. Okay? Couple years. What is it? We're going live. We live right now. We're doing the show. People can hear you talking.
oh yeah.
You're like, oh yeah.
The negotiations have been made clear.
Man,
Started early. Say welcome to the night. Welcome to the night.
Daddy.
huh?
Daddy with people.
Yeah, is daddy with other people?
Yeah.
Man, this is like one of the greatest things in life, man. I'm gonna miss this once you get bigger, man. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I just walked mine down the aisle, man. I feel you, man. I remember when she was just like that.
Well, I walk her down the aisle. It might have a big ass 357 on my hip. And right when I hand her off, I'm gonna be like, take care of that, or this gonna take care of you. I'm gonna just flash her real quick. Hey, you gotta do it in front of everybody. I'm just playing, right? My baby girl. She becoming more. When she was born, she was a straight mama's girl. She didn't even want to deal with me. Now that's all she want to deal with is daddy. She want her daddy all the time.
Oh, man, look, the old basic, daddy's little girl, right? Yeah.
That hurt. I was moving. You don't want me to fix your hair?
Man, each season is special.
I do you want me to do your hair before you go to sleep? Well, I guess I mean no. Yeah.
Papa, Daddy.
Where you going? You going back in the room?
Yeah.
Can I have a kiss?
Yeah.
All right, I'll see you in a minute, okay?
Bye, Daddy.
Bye, baby.
Oh man, I'm thinking about settling down and having some little Nate the Greats out here.
Bro, yeah, I'm telling you, man.
Come out the womb, punching the doctor. Don't touch me. Where my parents at? Don't touch me.
Man, look, I always say this, bro. Like me marrying my wife, that shit made me a better man. But me having kids made me a better human being. Honestly, me having kids made me a better human being. So, like the level of love, I mean, it's different, bro. I don't even know how to. I can't really explain it in the word. What happened, baby? You want me to come lay down? Okay, I'll be in there in a minute.
No, but that's
okay.
That's a good thing. But see, whether you have kids,
I'm being there. Go ahead.
Taking kids.
You're looking at me like, come on.
But that's the thing. Whether you having your own kids or you taking care of kids like you with me, I had to take care of my brother after my mom's passed. You know, that's why I said I could speak on it, you know, because it wasn't easy, especially like I said, you know, yeah, that's my flesh and blood, but it's not easy because I ain't, you know, like I wasn't your mother or your father, but in the same token, I'm going to do what's necessary so you can get to a better place. And my brother is definitely in a better place. He just passed this little HVAC thing he was doing, and now he with a new company and shit now. So like I told him, like that's anything. You should be able to inspire the young ones, whether they yours or not. You're supposed to be able to inspire them and encourage them to do something great with their life. So
That's right.
it's a good feeling regardless. So well, I know when I have mine, oh Lord Jesus. Y'all
Man,
pray
I'm
for me
telling
because
you.
I'm dropping them off on y'all. Don't worry, I'm dropping them off on y'all. I'm dropping them. Don't worry, Didi. You gonna get all the Archie treatment. Don't worry. Hey, Didi, come get him.
California, it's too high out here. Don't drop them in California. It's too high.
All right, they're gonna come see Uncle Carolina. Yeah, go get financially petty for a little bit. Come back. Let's get you out there.
Mhm. Yeah, man. These children, man. My kids are trip, man. But they love their daddy, man. They think their daddy Superman, bro. They be asking me to do some crazy stuff. I'm like, bro, I can't do all that. But they just, man, they love their daddy, man. I love, like, man, a man with kids, bro. I mean, you can tell about a lot about a man's character, how they interact with their kids. Man. Are you really there? Because it's sometimes like when they be talking about two family household is important, bro. Man, you can have a father in the house that ain't there, bro. That shit
Oh,
don't mean that.
you
You
don't
know what I'm
say.
saying? That would probably be more worse than not having a dad there. That can be more detrimental having somebody there who's not there for you than actually having somebody.
That
Because at
part.
least yeah, man. I mean, so it's not
Yeah,
about just being present. It's about being effective and efficient while you present, man. And I'm learning new ways, man. With my kids, doing different things, man. Um, and in the process of just like I said, they make me a better man, a better human being, bro. They just make me a better human being, bro.
You
Because
make
it's
it better.
like you want to be the example for them, you
That's
know,
right.
how to be a good person, bro. That's what it do for me. It don't hit
Yeah.
everybody. Like some people do some fucked up. I'll be looking like, how you gonna do that shit in front of your kids? It's just something I would never do in front of my kids because kids like sponges, bro. They learn from your actions and behavior. So if you doing some unscrupulous shit, then they go think it's okay to do. Right? So we have to be the example, not like you said, Nate, not just in front of our kids, but kids in general, bro. Like I used to always say, I am not a role model, but the reality is we all role models, bro. Because if we like it or not, people watching us. If you
facts.
like it or not, so you go influence people regardless if you intend to or not. So, um, yeah, man, I just try to be a good example for not
I
just for
love.
my kids, but anybody who watching. Bro.
Yeah, man. I wanted to just like what you're touching on right now, thinking, oh, is more healthy than reacting with your feelings, and that's what you're talking about too, Nate. You're like you gotta like think, and you gotta stop, and you gotta realize the consequences of your actions. That's far-reaching, like deep, into your growth. You know what I'm saying? It could affect everything, your job. I understand that, and I'm hoping that these messages about you know, you know, using logic instead of always reacting with your feelings. I hope that resonates with somebody that's listening right now, man, because man, you are so on point with this. And I think in all three directions of our channels, I think pretty much we're all saying the same thing. It's going to take a lot of hard work and consistent behavior, but man, you're going to have some discipline with it because if you don't have it, it's not going to, you know, it's not going
Facts.
to be a
What you, so
Oh, no,
what? Let me. I want to harp on what you just said real quick. So y'all just saying who was it? Was it Jimmy Kimmel? His show just got canceled.
Jimmy Kimmel.
Is that Jimmy Kimmel? Like I
yeah,
don't know what the fuck he said,
It's
bro. I don't
Kimmel.
know what he said.
but he
What
got cancer. He got cancer.
he got? Yeah, he said something about that Charlie Kirk thing, bro. You know.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, they just took a show off the air, bro. Just him. I think somebody else got took off too. I think they said two, but anyway, what you was just saying, like
Yeah,
we talk, and I told my wife, I'm like, man, I don't want to see no post on no internet about no Charlie Kirk. I don't care how you feel about that man, right? I don't care how you feel. We have examples of what happened when you speak negative. We have examples. Whether if it's right or wrong, it's reality, right? So
yeah.
your emotions should not override your thinking, right?
That really
It's
goes to what you just said, man. It's so vital. Thing you said right and
people
wrong.
are on both sides, right? It's both sides. People are emotional because of what's happened. Some people are in mourning, and then you got people celebrating, right? I'm not telling
Mm-hmm.
nobody how to feel or nothing like that, but it's your expression. That's what's gonna get you in trouble. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? One way or another. So
So
people, I've seen multiple people online crying because they got fired from a job because they said something, right?
yeah,
You crying that you lost your job, but you was just celebrating the man's death. You was celebrating with other people crying, so you think people ain't gonna celebrate your tears too? This is cause and effect, bro.
Yep.
That's just what it is. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. Me personally, I don't know the man. I don't attach my feelings to anyone. Not their thoughts, not their ideas. Is I look at the situations of life. This man had a family. I have a family. You know what I'm saying? He's gone. He can't raise his kid. I couldn't imagine that. So why would I celebrate some shit like that? No matter how I felt about what he said or did. Like to me, my karma is important to me. I'm not attaching my karma to somebody else's shit. I don't care how, especially if they was ignorant. Now, if they was
yeah.
ignorant, why would I attach my karma to them? Then I'm gonna get the same results they got. I'm good. Negative shit. So I don't have to feel no type of way. You know, it's unfortunate what happened to that man because that shit is online and all that. His kids will see that. That's fucked up, bro. And
Right,
I would never dare to say anyone deserves shit like that. I
That's
don't even
right.
think like that. You know,
That's
not
right.
for no words and shit. And even if he did deserve that, that's his fucking karma. That's not for me to speak on. That's not for me to, all I can say is I don't have to send condolences. I don't feel no type of way about it. I look at the situation. It's something unfortunate. It shouldn't have happened, but we have an example of what happens when people look. You can say free speech or whatever, on either side. Even if you say what he said led to what happened to him, or what people said about him led to what happened to them. It's all fact, bro. Is a cause and effect factor to life. That's a universal principle. It ain't going nowhere. What you do has a consequence. Like I was saying earlier, things we do today plant seeds that we have to bear tomorrow. So
right.
I try to be mindful and cautious of what I say and do. And people losing jobs and shit, I just look at it like, damn, what you said or did, was it really worth it, bro? That's what you got to think about. It's like when I was saying, instead of being impulsive, well, I felt like this about him, and then. Okay, that's how you felt about him, and you acted on that, and now you have a result. Your action has result. Now you have a result. So shit is your emotions or feelings that important to express in that way for it to lead to what you got now? No, you should have thought about it. Okay, you can feel any type of way you want to feel, but if I express that feeling, does it have a negative consequence? That's where we have to get to. Does me expressing this emotion or feeling have a negative or positive consequence? Not just right now, not just the immediate, but what about tomorrow?
Right. You want to know why some of these shows is getting clapped? And it's not even just so much as with that Charlie Kirk situation. Now with that, that's because right now how they want to try to keep putting in the media, the U.S. is divided because of what happened to that man. But a lot of people are getting canceled because just speaking they like it is the freedom of speech. You saying what you feel, but you not realizing what you saying is on a public platform. So you're gonna have some people that's off the rip not gonna get down with what you just said, and that'll be the first thing they try to do. Well, we gotta get rid of them because they did. But another reason why some of these people losing jobs were, and especially crying about it online, is because they doing stuff on a job. Prime example. You recorded a whole live stream. You supposed to be working. The hell you think? You don't think your company got some, people watching things on the internet to see what's going on? That's how some of them losing their jobs now. They got people, and you can't even say that is mobile. Some of these companies have, they have social media pages. It's not hard to say, let me see who's. Oh, okay, I seen the post from this. Oh, that's how you feel. I seen a live. Oh, you're doing this on the job, on the clock. Okay, fine.
This,
You
but
got
see, this is what people don't understand too. Most people ignorant to the concept of freedom of speech. People think freedom of speech allows you to say whatever you want to say. You protect it through the Constitution, and that's not true. Freedom of speech is two components that people are very widely ignorant to. One, it only protects you from government, and even with that, you have um, exceptions. Like far as your freedom of speech, it can't be defamation, it can't incite violence. It's like 4 or 5 different stipulations that your opinion that you want to properly express cannot violate, because then your freedom of speech clause is null and void. And two, like I said, in one, it protects you from government, not private sectors. All jobs are mainly private sector. So your
Yeah.
freedom of speech, constitutional right don't apply there. That shit don't apply. So I mean, you sign that contract, and if you read that contract, 9 times out of 10, it say they got a stipulation in there. It fucked me up when I read it when I worked for the hospital. There's a stipulation in there. Even when I'm not on the clock, I am still a representation of this hospital and its value. So if the values go against what I'm posted online, they can terminate it. Simple and flat. I mean,
Right.
and it's what is that? No, is usually in almost every job application is a clause in there to protect the employer. What is it
You mean
called? No,
the fine print?
it's not
A
even in
non-
fine print. Honestly, it's a
non-disclosure.
clause.
A non-disclosure. Yeah, it's a non-disclosure. Don't say nothing. And
It's a clause. What is it called? The no demonstration act. Is
oh yeah,
basically that they can fire you for whatever reason they come up with. They can come
yeah.
up with any fucking reason to fire you. They don't have to. They
Nah,
sometimes they don't even have to
No,
disclose
you
why
was
they
right. You was
fire.
right. They do put that language in their word where they say
Yeah, that
like
shit in there, bro.
if
People don't be reading that shit.
it
They just
doesn't
be happy they about to get a
non-disclosure.
check and sign that
value
shit, bro.
the
Yeah, it's
value.
called a non-discriminatory act. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, it's
So
something like that. In most places, that's why they form unions to protect from that
Yes.
clause.
Yeah.
That's why most places form unions, and the union usually go to bat for you when they pull some bullshit like that. Yeah, but they can fire you
And
for
their
not
discretion
wearing your
command
hair a certain way, have your
discretion.
nails certain long. Yeah, you can smell a certain type of way. They can fire your ass. But
Yeah,
it,
at their discretion when they want to, because they want to
mhm,
and they can. Why'd you do it? Because I can.
mhm.
But I
Yeah.
think that the way we communicate has to change. There has to be a different social conversation because there's too much extreme on one way or another in situations. Now we're not using our mind. I mean, we really are truly reacting from an emotional base. And I'm like, what kind of military can you have? What kind of law enforcement? Like, what kind of government
Yeah.
always like, oh, if you're always emotional, if you're always mad or happy or sad, or I mean, if there's not a combination of everything which involves thought in order to even feel those things, I mean, how can you think on extremely only in one direction? It just don't make no sense to me.
So they feel with, bro. Well, let me get off here, man. Little mama, she peeking out the corner like, come on, daddy. So,
I
Thanks for
you know,
I told you what, I got mind control over the babies. They be like,
Okay.
Daddy, come on.
now my son wake up, we gonna have a problem. He wake up, boy,
Little one
he
gonna
like,
take the whole he gonna take the whole give me this, man. It's hard to be talking back.
Spread the
man,
word.
he
The word, Nate the Great Podcast, man. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all, man. The trifecta, man. I'm out. I appreciate you, man. Thanks for having me.
Well, for sure, man. Hey, man, I want to do some fellas night. And I want to do some lady night. You know, we had a bunch of ladies in the building tonight, man. I want to get y'all up on the panel, man. Just have a conversation, man. Try to do that thing again. There's a lot of stuff that I used to do. I'm gonna try to bring it back and see if it's more effective and efficient now. But yeah, man, I appreciate y'all coming up here rocking out with me, man. Y'all made it a show. Appreciate y'all, bro.
You're more
Oh,
than
you
welcome.
already know shit. Come on, son.
More-
You already know how to do it, son. Come on now.
Absolutely. Every live I mention y'all to. Every live. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
man, I be chilling, bro. I be in the I be trying to type, man, but man, y'all don't understand these kids, bro.
I'm at
I
work.
be
I'm all doing stuff. Schedules are different, but your content is on point. Both of you. It's all we're all pretty much saying the same thing in different ways, and so is Gary. I really like his content. I'm new, to meeting this brother, but he looked like, man, he is really, positive, and he locked in, on his content or the way he wants his channel to go. That is impressive.
Yeah, man, y'all come through the sports tab, bro. We be over there chilling, man. It's just like
Okay,
a man cave. Commander be coming through there. You know,
okay,
we got I gotta pick my football picks. But we was trying to do a fantasy league, that fell apart. But yeah, he got a sports channel, man. We just be over there kicking and talking about sports, man, to get away from, some of the realities of life. So
okay.
we create different areas where, no matter what people indulge in, we want to have a lane for them. So that's
Mhm.
what the nine is, man. That's what the nine is. The better you, the better us, man. We all just trying to be better
That's
individually so we can be better collectively. That's
I'm a
all it is. It ain't nothing
I'm a
crazy.
member, man. I'm a member, man. Every month.
Yeah, that's a nine. KY this week. KY
Nah,
nine, man.
I was I was mad I had to renew. I was mad I had to renew because I didn't know it was that bad. My cash app said, "Nigga, you ain't renewing shit yet." Oh shoot, I gotta go. Nah, but
Man,
you
you
know
know what?
what?
I know how that is, bro. I just had to get all new cards. I literally got all new cards. I got 4 bank accounts. I had to get all new cards for crazy
That's
shit.
positive. Good problems to have.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
nah, it been a lot going on, and when I realized, I said, "Oh, I really ain't got nothing on here." I said, "Oh, I gotta put something back on here." You're not the only one that I'm a member of. Like I said, I got memberships with most of the main ones right now. And like I said, it's
Do
all
you
about just support.
did you did,
Content.
I'm sorry, Nate. I was just gonna ask, are you still doing like the rocking out with the music and shit?
Like I said, I'm still having my conversation. Yeah, I'm still rocking out on music. Oh yeah, word. I'm answering your question, bro. I think I'm gonna come back to Clapper, not tomorrow, Friday. Like I'm gonna pop out the bushes. Like I said, I've been utilizing different platforms. I just realized I could go live on TikTok and I don't need 1,000 followers. So I'm about to
Nice.
try to mess with that tomorrow, most likely after I do this live stream in the afternoon. But I'm just working on a whole bunch of different stuff. And then plus work been kicking my ass right now. It hurts when you understand. You can't really. That's why I've been changing my live times to a degree because if I get wrapped up in something, it's damn. Let me just
Damn.
do this real. I know y'all still gonna get something like tomorrow. If I gotta push something back, it'll just be a nighttime thing. But man, just I'm planning on trying to bring back the poetry night too. I've been talking about that. So I've been
That's what
open my
I'm
poetry
definitely,
music.
definitely involved this time. I was all drunk and shy and stuff, but I'm good. I'm good.
Oh,
I'm
you
ready.
can't use that as an excuse no more now. I'm gonna
Nope,
rabbit punch you right in
nope,
the
no, I'm good. I'm ready.
But yeah, I'm definitely gonna be through there, bro. I pop through on TikTok too. I be skimming through that. But let me get off there, man. She looking at me like I'm about to get a whooping. I ain't saying that look since my mama looked at me, bro.
One
And my
love to
wife
the
don't
chat.
even look at me like that.
Hey,
That's that
thank
look.
you.
That's that mind control again.
Mhm. Yeah, man. She the daughter a trip, man. She the wild one, bro. She the
All
wild one.
right, Nate. All right, word. Thank y'all, man. Peace. I'm gonna jump down in the chat. Peace
Appreciate
and
you,
love.
brother. Appreciate y'all brothers coming up here rocking out with me, man. Appreciate that, man. That's
Come on,
dope.
son.
That's dope, bro.
Facts, man. And I'm gonna drop that link tomorrow in case anybody else want to chime in. Like I said, I'm gonna go deep into that topic tomorrow. So y'all already know what it is.
I'm gonna try to tap in, bro. Hopefully, I had a kid settle. I might take him outside, let him run around and so tap into it. I gotta just figure out a way I can keep them occupied where I can. Cause you see, even on at night when they wake up, they be all alone. But in the daytime, bro, anytime I'm not paying them attention, oh, they definitely paying me attention. So if I'm doing something and I ain't paying them attention, they all over.
You know how that is, son. That's the little kid energy, son. Get used to it. Trust me. I went through it with my brother. I went through it with my cousins. Trust me. That's that. Oh, you think you slick? We on you. What you doing? What you doing? Come on, pay some attention. Come on.
Mhm.
Nah, if I gotta switch the time, I'll definitely let it be known. But I'm sticking to the 4 o'clock. So shoot, I've been trying to get into nights lately. I've been trying to do the little nights lately, like around 8:30, only because, like I said, it just you try and get everybody. Everybody's back to school now, so you just trying to get everybody in motion and in tune with what's going on. So if I do push the ride back, the latest it'll probably be is like 7, 8, because I'm off tomorrow, so I'm ready for this topic. So, but I
I ain't
appreciate you.
heard having. Oh, all right, bro. I appreciate you, my brother.
You already.
Hey man, y'all check this out. I can hear my daughter have a full blown conversation with my wife. My wife cussing me out. Hey man, let me get off here, man. Y'all know what I always say, man. Care about how you feel. These the conversations that build nation. And if we say anything that resonated with you, do me a favor, hit that share button, tell somebody, help me spread the word. But that's all I got, man. Until next time, we out.
And do it for the 9.
What up, Nine?
Acknowledge me!